So the question is, what eye level should you have on your character when it goes to Dragonflight? If you have already a class that you have played for a while and you have done it in Season 4, we start there. Should you gear up more? Should you gear up and do a lot of endgame content to push even more and put a lot of time and effort in Shadowlands and push your character? Let's see how much that is needed. So this table here, we have the character level, we have the uncommon eye level, the green gear, we have the rare eye level, we have the heroic. They all listed there because when you get a quest reward, it can actually proc into a rare, it can proc into heroic as well. Like you have a chance on it. Now, let's say you hit the Dragon Isles and you'll be like, okay, what's up? Let's make this bigger. The lowest eye level you will get when you reach the Dragon Isles from quests will be 226. 226 is equal to the Zereth Mortis vendor, by the way, where you can get like a full gear. But let's start with, if you have a character that you have geared up quite a lot in Season 4, do you need to gear up, do you need to go more? Then we'll look down here. Based on what eye level your character is. When you hit 65, you'll start getting 272 eye level gear from the rewards. 66, it's 282. 67, 292. It increases by 10 eye levels for each quest. For each level, each of your character levels. Now, my character, let's take my hunter. My hunter is around like 295, something like that. So I will start needing gear when I hit level 68. I'm actually leveling up my hunter at the moment on live again because of reasons. And I am 67 now on my hunter on beta. Did I say live? I mean beta. And I don't need anything yet. When I'm gonna hit level 68, I'm gonna start needing gear. Level 68, my character will start needing gear. And he's 290, 295, something like that. Do I need more on live? Hell no. I am as good as the best player gear-wise an entire world in World of Warcraft. Right now, the person that has the best gear in the game, I am there as well. Even though I'm like 10 eye levels below, 9 eye levels below. Because that player, which is the best of the best geared right now, will also start needing gear around 68, maybe even 60, or maybe 68, but at least at level 69. So we are talking about a level which is literally nothing. If you are around, let's say 285, then you're gonna start needing gear around 67, which is almost where I will be start needing as well, 67, 68. So these big eye level changes right now on live, where you have put a lot of effort for the last eye levels, doesn't mean squat when you hit Dragonflight. Okay, now let's go back to the characters, the classes and specs that you want to play, and let's say that you have not geared that class up. How much should you gear that class up for Dragonflight? Well, everything comes down to a question back to you, which is how much do you want to be able to face roll levels until you feel that when you start doing damage on mobs, it takes a little bit longer time. It's a little bit of a challenge now. Not a big challenge, it just, you feel it. You feel it takes time now to kill mobs. Not as before, where you could just like fool around and still kill loads of players, mobs. That's the question you have to ask yourself. How much do you want to face roll? Or do you even want to face roll? Maybe you just want to be like, it doesn't matter, challenge or not, I'm just playing the game, I just want to have fun, I just want to level up. Well then, you don't need to gear up right now. You will start, if you take an Evoker for example, what did my Evoker start with when I actually entered 206, 219, yeah, 219 and some 206 gear. Let's say an average of 210. If you have an Evoker, you have a approximate average of 210 eye level when you hit your main city, Stormwind or Orgrimmar. You don't have to do anything. You just jump in. If you just want to like level up and have a good time, you don't have to prepare nothing right now with your Evoker. If you have a character that you are leveling up that is not an Evoker and you reach max level, well, at least get it to 200. But the thing is, you know, if you're gonna start thinking that you need to get it to 200, you're gonna get it so much higher. You don't even have to worry about that, because everything comes down to what you have done in the game before. The Zereth Mortis literally gives you 226 eye level gear from the vendor, like a full set, 226. What's required? Anima. So if you have played this game before and you have the anima, you can go buy the gear and send to your alt. Or I think you can even send the anima. Yeah, you can even buy anima now and send to your alt. If you haven't touched Shadowlands and you're leveling up a new class and be like, I'm gonna play this one in Dragonflight. I just hopped in, I'm back in the game, I didn't play in Shadowlands, it sucked. But you just want like a 200 eye level just to be there and ready. Even if you barely do anything, 236 is normal dungeon, 249 is heroic. And that's a fun part. A lot of people are jumping in now and be like, oh, I'm gonna do the event because the event gives me 252 eye level gear. Yeah, it does. You can also queue up and heroic after heroic and get 249. So of course you can do the event as well, but don't think that event is the only thing you have to do to be able to gear up. Just to be like, you know, have decent eye level when you enter. Now, the thing is though, do you have a newly dinged character or an evoker where you feel that you want to face roll quite a lot of levels before it feels a little more challenging? So that means that you want to have a decent gear just to feel that you're a little bit overpowered, but you know, not like too much. Just to feel like you are playing the game in a more fun way, that you're a little bit more overpowered. So decent geared. Well, then comes the question. Level 60, you start getting 226. You can get decent geared quite fast and reach all the way up that you start getting gear at level 64. Maybe even 65. You can actually do that without putting too much effort. And by putting too much effort, I'm talking about that you don't have to do anything that has to do with some kind of pre-made, what's called pugs. No, like nothing pre-made basically. Then you can easily get up to get decent gear and start getting gear around 64, 65 character level. What do you have to do? Well, it's very simple. Number one, Uldaman is made for Dragonflight. It's a Dragonflight dungeon, but during this pre-patch that is up at the moment, we have access to Uldaman. Uldaman gives quite a lot of gear. You can check what you are. Let's say my Evoker here. All this stuff can drop for my Evoker. We have a 2-hand, chest, wrist, hand, waist, finger, trinket. All this is eye level 272 if you do it during the pre-patch. And the best thing about it is that you don't have to have a pre-made group. You can literally queue up for it. Specific dungeon, and there it is. That's how you queue up for it. You have to go to specific dungeon, you click on Uldaman, there it is. Now I'm queued up. Normal dungeons, 272. You can sit and do this as much as you want. If you want a full set, a full 272, not a full set, but like a full of what it has to offer. How many did I count before? Like 5 items, 272, 5 pieces of gear. Just do Uldaman over and over. If you're a tank or a healer, probably gonna go faster to queue up as well. The Uldaman is definitely one thing you should definitely queue up for and get 270, a lot of 272 gear. You can just do it over and over. That's one. Sorry, not 272, 278 eye level on Uldaman. 278. Uldaman is crazy. I got 2 pieces yesterday. I did 1 run. I got lucky though. 278 eye level on it. That's one of the things you can do. So that has to do with this event that is up right now. The other thing, which is also up right now, is another type of event, and that is the WoW anniversary one. The WoW anniversary one has to do with that you go to Tanaris. You just take the portal there. Oh, look how fast we went to go there. Let's do this, meanwhile. So it has to do with that you go to Tanaris and you'll be like, yeah, what's up? I want to do these 3 bosses, and you get a quest for it as well. There are 3 world bosses scattered in Azeroth, and these world bosses drop 272 eye level gear. So yeah, 272 eye level from the WoW anniversary world bosses. That's also something you should definitely do. You also have world bosses that has to do with Shadowlands. All world bosses that are active, which will be 3 per week, will give you 285 eye level gear if you get gear from it. 285 eye level. So you have 3 bosses with chance of 285 eye level. That's also one of the things you can get and go for. Then you have the normal LFR. So that's also a queue up. There's nothing that to do with that you need to pre-make anything with other players. You queue up on the LFR. LFR is crazy. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 wings. All of them will give you 265, and some of them a little bit higher. But this one requires that you have a certain eye level to join it as well though. So you have these things you can do. Those things that I mentioned is the higher eye level. Now, the filler is the events. When you have tried these things, when you have done the world bosses for the event, when you have done the world bosses for Shadowlands, when you have done the new Ulduar dungeon, when you have done all these things and you feel like, okay, I don't think I can get more from the stuff I've done. Then you can start doing these events, the fillers, because then you know, since you can buy the items, you can just fill out whatever is needed, you know. Because if you start buying gear now through the event, and let's say you got the weapon or whatever, and then suddenly you got something from the world bosses or from Ulduar, or you know, stuff like that. Oh, sorry, Uldaman, not Ulduar. Then you have wasted a lot of currency on it, you know. So do the event in the end when you just want to fill up the rest. If you do these things, quite simple stuff, then it will be around 64. Well, character level 64, 65, when you're gonna start needing gear through quest rewards in Dragonflight. So then you are decently. So yeah, so everything comes down to like, what is it that you want with the gear when it comes to getting ready for Dragonflight? Because everything just has to do with how much do you want to face roll. That's what everything has to do with. How much do you want to face roll? Because nothing will be hard.